So we are back on the second half for another fabulous show. Let's do a quick roll call. Who do we have here today? Who do we have here to my right?
Sweeney Todd.
Right. So you swing around.
Got Peaches over here.
Peaches.
Organic and creamy. Love it.
I'm not even gonna do the.
It's your boy, right, Boogie? Just keep it simple on this side.
Yeah, I'm Launchpad. So.
And I'm the bird dog. The bird dog.
The black hoodie.
All right. So today's guest, we'll do a quick introduction. We have our guest today is an entrepreneur, an undergrad in the PI with a degree in financial management, who specializes in small enterprise and personal finance. He's also interned at the Moment Group of Foods in Manila, and that's what inspired him to build Mlky without an I.
No I.
MLKY.
We'll explain why later.
And currently, he's managing the Chabot Theatre in Castro Valley, where he's able to provide opportunities to local musicians to have a starting point in their career through a program called Vibe Check. And so our guest today is DJ Mercado.
DJ.
I am so awkward with this. So. What's up, guys? I'm DJ.
Good to have you, man.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thanks for driving, bearing with traffic,
All
all
good.
the police activity.
I went to college in Manila, so traffic is
Nothing.
CC.
Yes. Daily life.
I will admit something
Yeah.
before you got here. So when, DJ Mercado, I thought you were an actual DJ.
I know. I get booked for DJ gigs, and I was like, dang it, I really should learn.
Have you ever DJed?
I'm trying to get into it now. So not like the digital stuff. I love analog records, so I've built pretty good collection. I just bought my first DJ set.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm just trying to live up to my name now.
What kind of? Did you get some techniques? Do you still do
No.
those, or what are they?
I don't even know a Gemini. It's called Gemini. It's a
Gemini.
super cheap set. But
How about you said you were building a collection? Can you share some recent
yeah.
digging that you've done?
So for the most part, I like old school classic hip hop. I have Kanye West, Tupac, of course.
There you go.
But what started my collection was city pop when the pandemic hit. It's like,
Okay.
let's get some records from Japan, bring it here,
There you
and see
go.
what happens. And I just enjoyed it for ever since.
Love it.
So now I'm just going through like these record shops, trying to find the hidden gems of what they
right.
have there.
Digging.
Do you consider Kanye classic hip hop?
I think so. At least iconic, that's for sure.
That dated us, right? 'Cause we-
When he said,
He's my generation's.
He's definitely not ours.
yeah, when he said old school hip hop, I'm thinking he's not.
No. Okay, I like
He's still current.
DMX.
D-Max.
Okay,
There we go.
There we go. I'm speaking your language now. Yeah.
I'm not the rap guy.
Yeah.
What are you into?
I'm R&B.
R&B. I like R&B too.
Yeah.
I like all forms of music. Whatever's on.
Yeah, I do too. But R&B is more me.
Who's your favorite artist?
That's him.
That's a very good guess.
That is a
That's
good
an
guess.
educated guess.
So right now, John Legend.
He just gives off
I like
vibes.
Alicia Keys. Those two are more my favorite ones. Going old school, New Edition,
Yeah.
Boyz II Men, Music Soul Child.
He had a concert recently here in the Bay Area. No, Sacramento.
It's close.
No idea.
It
Are you telling me that now?
was great. I saw stories.
So DJ,
Yeah.
college in the Philippines. What college did you go to?
So I did nursing for a year, like every Filipino good boy does, but I ended up dropping out because I wanted to do finance. Well, I wanted to do psychology, but I ended up finding this little small school in McKinley Hill. It's called Enderun Colleges. It was only 10 years old at the time, and they were doing a really cool entrepreneurship management program. And after going to a 400-year-old traditional college that wasn't the vibe for me. I thought, let's do something totally opposite and dive into the world of business. Yeah, it was.
How'd your family take that? Breaking away from the nursing.
I actually sent my mom like if you scroll down like a text that's like 3 scrolls long, telling them, they were upset at first, like how come like nursing is such a safe route to go, but it wasn't for me. I mean, I like the service part. The science was just really hard.
Yeah. What about finance though was attractive?
Well, when I was in nursing school, I went to I went to the mall to find clothes, like buy clothes, and I really liked like buying suits and wearing like long collared shirts and everything. So I was like, I gotta find a job that would make me wear these suits, because I don't know, I was a sneakerhead too, like you guys. But once I got a little bit older, it's like I wanted to dress like I said, it goes with the vintage stuff and the analog stuff. I always watch these movies that show people wearing like the coolest suits and the freshest fabrics and everything. It's like, okay, we gotta find a job that does that makes me wear these.
Stress guests we've ever had.
Right now, DJ.
Definitely DJ.
Yeah, I'll cheat too.
I mean, he works in sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, sleeves. So
You're probably the first person wearing sleeves.
He's got slacks on.
Not even-
Yeah.
You're the first person with clothes on.
Oh damn!
That's true.
Sorry, I broke the trend.
No. This is our
no.
new trend as we wrap
Yeah.
up this year. We're gonna have more guests with
There we
Clothes.
go.
with
Clothes.
backable,
With full.
You were inspired by maybe some movies, or was there an allure about like just the fast-paced life of finance, or was there outside of the clothes anything that like struck you to take
You
a
were in
different path?
finance.
I was in
for a
finance. I
while,
was in
so-
finance. Yeah, I backed into finance though, because I needed a gig and I had a friend who got me into the brokerage business.
Was there an I in your finance? Finance.
It was
We need to go into why Mlky without an I, but we're gonna let you do that in a bit. But yeah, was there anything that where you gravitated towards early when you made that decision?
When I was younger, I'd always thought that I'd be in business, and so I started, clothing brands just for experimental. And I found out that I really like numbers, not in like the algebra equations type, but like I knew how to hustle, street smart, I guess.
So you like numbers and
I just like making stuff grow.
currency type.
Right.
the economics of it.
Yeah. So, and I'm pretty lazy. I always joke that I'm the hardest working lazy person you've ever met.
Respect.
There you go.
So when I heard that finance was, all you gotta do is sit down, make some wise investments, look at the markets, and that's where you could get people's money and turn it into X amount. Like, that sounds like an easy job. So I did that. I wanted to, and that too. When I did start businesses, I learned the hard way that you have to focus on numbers and accounting and all of that stuff. Sounds so. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm not the most organized person, but I can mix my operations experiences with, okay, this is how you build a business. This is how you increase the revenues, and just creative ways to do that. So
Awesome.
I gravitated to that type of work, but I'm not. I wish I was.
That's awesome.
So were you born in PI?
I was born in the Philippines. I immigrated here with my dad when I was 6. My mom was already here. So born in the Philippines, raised by the Bay.
Nice.
Where in Manila?
Actually, I've only stayed in Manila when I was in college, but I was in a small town called Nueva Vizcaya, Bagabag, Nueva Vizcaya. So I could say the word nakakapagpabagabag really good, because our town is Bagabag.
That froze you guys. How you guys want to know what that means?
I don't know what that means. So I'll say it.
I need a little translation. I'm
Yeah, you
not
have
a
to
native.
translate for the listeners.
Yeah.
I cannot. I actually do not know what that means. Translate for the listeners,
No,
DJ.
I really don't know what that
Yeah.
means. I just I could say it though.
Wait, so that's interesting though. So you came here when you were younger from
Yeah.
the Philippines. Then you went to high school out here, right?
Oh yeah.
But then you went back to school, to college back in the Philippines.
I had a fight with my Spanish teacher. She says I can't write Spanish. I can only speak it. So when we were in the Philippines for a program like a summer immersion program, I went back home to the province just to visit my grandma, and they said, "Oh, you know what? You could go to high school here and skip a year. You could graduate the next year." So I did that. It's like, okay, bye USA for a bit. Yeah.
There you go. Leapfrogging.
Like I said, I'm lazy, right?
Whatever motivates it. Tell us about the Moment group of food. Because you interned there.
I did. So our school required us to do a lot of internships before graduating. It's kind of a prerequisite for that school to make us do different types of experiences. And one of them was the Moment Group. The Moment Group was, when I first went there, they had about nine restaurants that included Din Tai Fung, Tim Ho Wan, all of these Michelin star restaurants, and they basically brought in a lot of different like high-end restaurants from Asia. And what they wanted to do is piggyback off of the economies of scale of ordering like a lot of food, and then building their own Filipino like high-end stuff that would kind of rival all of the international brands. And so I was just there for a finance accounting internship, and I ended up like blowing my mind, like thinking, oh, okay, in order, like a regular mom and pop restaurant can only do a little bit to like every year for revenue, but if you scale it to different types of restaurants, then that's where all the money comes from, and that's when you can actually build more different types of concepts that, you know, uplift the Filipino food industry. And that's what was missing in the Philippines. Like you all know Filipino food is probably, you know, it hits home, it's one of the best, but it's just not marketed, and it's not visually appealing as anything else that you see in you know, regular modern restaurants. So this company just really wanted to elevate the food experience, Filipino food experience, through piggybacking off of international foods.
It seems like that kind of gave you a head start too, right?
did.
Like it really elevated your business acumen because you got global experience. Did you take that with you when you came back here?
I did. So when we first started, I started as soon as I graduated in 2017. I moved back here, and a friend of mine, a childhood friend, said that he wants to start a company. He doesn't know what, but we're gonna brainstorm. He says, let's do a boba shop. That's an age-old, well, not age-old, but like 20 years of Quicklies and tapioca expresses. And so it's like there's an opportunity there. There you're only a number. Like you're number 99, and you get your order. But we wanted to Starbucks the experience of a boba shop where we actually know how to write your name correctly, spell your name correctly. Sorry, what was the question again?
How did you take that business acumen
Yeah.
The Moment Group to
So
Apply here.
yeah, so once we did that brainstorm, it's like I have experience in a little experience in corporate restaurants. In order for us to be profitable, we need to do at least 3 stores by the end of the next 3 years, and so one boba shop is not going to do. It's not going to be enough for, you know, a corporation of workers to you know, get paid and you know, survive especially in Bay Area prices.
Yeah.
So
Survive, yeah.
I said, if we're gonna do it, we have to be a global chain by 5 to 10 years. That includes, opening up in the Philippines and everywhere else that gives us an opportunity to open up.
I think what's interesting is that the gap you saw
With that segment of the food space was kind of I like how you said, the personalization of it, right? Rather than just like the kind of the commoditized, every customer is just a number. It sounded like you wanted to kind of put your spin on focusing on the customer, right? And so then how did that inspire the name? Because you were talking to us a little bit about the name and, how that was a focus on the customer.
So basically, Mlky, we were thinking, we were brainstorming different types of boba shop names, and we thought that Mlky had a really good potential, but when we write it out, the I was just really awkward with the Y. So we suggested, let's take the I out and really focus more on the customer service. And a funny story, when we first signed our rent contract for our second location, I told the manager, the property manager, Mlky is spelled without an I because it's all about you, and she thought I was hitting on her.
That's funny.
And she said to me, "Oh, I have a husband."
Oh, wow.
So you don't remember anyway, huh?
No.
And your reply was.
I was quiet, to be honest. I should have said something. Something. I don't
Should have
know.
kept it going.
Should have kept it going.
That's catchy though. Like definitely, I think that definitely draws people to think about that, right? As customers, it is about us, right?
It is.
Operating the business and growing and getting people to learn about you and kind of what was different about the brand and the business.
When you're a kid and you say you want to be a business owner, you don't really know what you're getting into. When I first started, we didn't have a day of experience working at a boba shop, nor a coffee shop for the matter. So we all had to learn, like as soon as, from the moment we conceptualized it to opening our first location, we really didn't know anything about creating drinks or, the whole
You're just learning on the fly.
world of it all. Yeah, we're all learning from the fly. I had a business partner who was interning in Florida. He's a Michelin trained chef, and I thought that having a chef come work with you for this project would make it easier, and it did. Like, he knew the processes of how to conceptualize a product, but for the most part, we all had to learn on the day of opening because we were rushing. We had 3 months rent and everything, and really, like, if I could give advice to entrepreneurs, and if you want to start a business, just start it and then learn on the first day. That's also fine. We hired a guy from Phil's Coffee for just 3 days to teach us how to do a normal line operations of creating drinks and to make different types of flavors with it. And then from then on, we just had to learn through trials and errors and whatever worked.
What was the time frame from when you kind of brainstormed the idea of Mlky to when you opened up the first shop?
It was about 4 months. So I believe I came to the US after college on August of 2017. By September 2017 also, we got our corporation, articles of incorporation. From then on, we were just looking for places to rent. So we did downtown San Jose. We signed a lease by February, so it's all pretty fast. And then it turns out Santa Clara County was really hard to open a business. And after 6 months went by, and we were still not getting the right permits, and they're still not paying attention to us, even though we pay so much money for expedited health department and city permits. One time I was just walking in the mall during Christmas time, and I always noticed this old Starbucks kiosk that was there empty, and I went to just for curiosity's sake, I went to the property manager. Hey, is that stall available for rent? And they said, yeah, here's all of the contracts and stuff. We signed it in 2 weeks or so, getting insurance, everything that you need to start it. And since we were already working with an architect for the first location, it was easier for us to find like the right people to work on the permits and everything. And Alameda County was pretty easy to work with. So
this was your second location.
Second location opened within 3 months, 3 to 4 months before our first location even opened.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we got lucky there. So it was in the second floor of a dying mall in New Park Mall.
Okay.
And then because of that, we were able to make money and reinvest everything into the other location, the downtown San Jose one.
Wow.
It's like you mentioned having an entrepreneur's spirit as a kid, and then you got experience in kind of the restaurant business, but it does sound like you kind of went quick to opening up multiple locations.
It's the name of the game pretty much for entrepreneurship. If you're not open, because they only give you a maximum of 3 to 4 months free rent at a time, so in order for you to not lose a lot of money, you really got to open it as quick as possible. So all of the stuff, 14-15 hours a day working on that just to get it open is crucial for your bottom line.
So your initial vision before launching Mlky was to scale up, go global. You just said at least five locations within, was that three years?
5 years.
How far did you get into reaching that?
So we had to close during the pandemic. Rent was too expensive for both locations to stay closed for 6 months or so. That when they were closed, when the whole city or the whole world was closed.
Yeah.
By November of 2019 was actually when we were allowed to soft open, and we only had 4 months for that first location to open.
Oh man.
This is the San Jose.
San Jose. But during that time, we were already talking to a property manager in Las Vegas because we wanted to do an alcoholic boba bar in Resorts World too.
That's dangerous.
At Resorts World.
Yeah.
We're in.
Let's open that up.
I know, right? And then
What if there's tequila?
I know. We have a drink called Sunrise. It's strawberry mango jasmine tea. But we always tell our customers, hey, if you go home, put a shot of tequila in there. You're set for the whole night, man.
Get that recipe.
Exactly. I'll definitely give it.
It's still flowing with me.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, it was. If COVID-19 didn't happen, we'd probably have at least four stores by now.
So you hit a roadblock, right? But I think a lot of people did. So, main lesson learned from that.
Main lesson learned? I don't know. Just don't eat bats. Just kidding. No. Lesson learned. I don't know.
Let me reframe it first.
Sorry.
As an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur who was moving rather quickly since graduating from college. Obviously, no one anticipates a pandemic or a global shutdown, but we all learn from that. So, I guess on the theme of entrepreneurship, are there any safeguards for that?
Honestly, it's hard to say this, but if you want to be an entrepreneur, you really have to save a lot of money. or find people that are, you know, build your trustworthiness to, you know, people who are willing to invest in you, and you know, you take that responsibility and really nurture it, take care of it, to be able to build what you want to do, because starting a business is not child's play. It's really hard. You really need to focus and really work hard to not waste anyone's investments on you. So and especially if you have investors too, they always have a say in what goes on with how you want to do your business. If you want to start a business with no one telling you what to do, like really be your own boss per se, really save as much money as you can so that you can safeguard yourself from any, you know, pandemics, or at least have backup money for when you're not doing so well during your adjustment period or startup period. And then you just got to keep changing and adapting to your environment, and really, you know, be creative, but ethical too. Because if you don't, you know, if you have shady businesses, if you do shady stuff for your business, it catches up to you. Fortunately, we didn't really have too many. Like, we were all just childhood friends and college friends starting it, so it was
Portland, and then coming here, and then, but then, you know, obviously to build on Rai Boogie's question too, you know, there was obviously the impact of having your nascent business now have to shift. So how did you, after that happened, how did you rebound, and kind of where did you go from there?
Not much really. Once we were pretty devastated when, you know, we just opened our first / second location, and so we ended up just closing the whole thing kind of abruptly. Like, it was already the 4th month of everything closed down. And so it was like, you know what, it's not worth it. Even if the economy comes back, I don't think we're gonna do as good as before, because 2017, 2018 was like the peak of the boba, like start of the boba culture. There were so many boba pop-ups coming out. Even at the mall, we were the only boba shop. By the end of the 3rd year, there was 2 or 3 boba shops in the mall with us already. So yeah, we thought it would just be a good idea to just, you know, take the experience and just learn from it, and, you know, move on to other things.
Yeah, that's kind of the life of the entrepreneur too,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
But you did have some personal rebounding, because let's fast forward to where you're at now. You're managing at Chabot Theatre. How'd that come to fruition?
So, well, I did end up buying a food truck, just to, because I had so much stock of cups. I still do, and, you know, when the pandemic was happening, I was always on Facebook Marketplace looking for the next flip, and I saw a 1975 Volkswagen bus that you could pop the top open, and it serves as a bar. There's a burner in there and everything. But yeah, after that, we were in the process of starting, or I was gonna do it solo this time. But a friend of mine called, the sister of my business partner at Mlky. She says, hey, they're looking for a director of operations position at the Chabot Theatre. So the story of that theater is, it was built in 1948, and in 2019 they were supposed to knock it all down and turn it into a parking lot or condominium. And the church, the local church of Castro Valley, called First Pres, they said, hey, we don't want that to be a parking lot or condominium. Let's buy it and, you know, keep it, preserve it for the town, for the history, for the landmark of Castro Valley. And they didn't know how to run a business, so they had to ask people, oh, do you know any business developers? And so I ended up, like, I didn't even know it was a theater, to be honest. I was driving there. I thought I was going to work at the Chabot, the college, the local college, and went there. Oh, it's a movie theater. I didn't know, but I already said yes to the position. And in my opinion, I thought, okay, this is a great way for me to delve into my creative side, because all of the work that I've ever done was mostly analytical and business, and I wanted to do something creative. So I started working there, and they said, you could do, you don't have anyone here to train you. You got to learn everything on your own. So I was like, all right, bet. Let's do it.
Learn on the fly again.
Learn on the fly. It's the story of my life.
So tell us about Vibe Check.
Okay, so Vibe Check was actually still started in Mlky. It was in November when we wanted to use art and music as an excuse to throw like really cool parties for people who don't drink. So when we first opened our shop, the first concepts that we talked about was, okay, let's bring people from 88 Rising to perform at boba shops and stuff like that. And 88 Rising got more and more famous over the years, and it's like, okay, probably can't book them anymore. So he said, okay, let's do this. Let's find local artists who don't know what they want to do, but they have talent, they have music. Let's have them open up, like give them the space to...
Like an open mic?
Kind of like that, but more of like a produced version of an open mic. So yeah, we open that space up for people who have never ever performed before, like people who don't have much following, just to give them like the confidence they need to exposure.
Do you expand on what do you mean by more produced?
I guess like the music and the hosting part. Usually in open mics, it's like, oh, whoever wants to come up, come to the stage. For this one, it's like we really selected people and really taught them how to sell their own tickets, advertise for themselves, and really, like, this is what I learned in entrepreneurship. This is what I want you to learn as an artist. So, but you don't have to do it on your own. If you need help with flyers, and if you need help with creating that background music or something, feel free to ask us and we'll help you there. And then the rest of it is all up to you. Yeah.
So I mean, much more than just performing. You're teaching them the business side of
exactly.
performance. Right. That's awesome.
I don't think artists have that, that type of place to find to learn all of this stuff. So I thought it was like an opportunity to again, uplift our friends and our community to do that.
So that's amazing, first of all. What does Vibe Check look like now?
Vibe Check, well, the concept of it was, it's going to be four seasons of performances, fresh, like a high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. By the end of their senior or their by the end of their fourth performances, they should already be ready to go out and find different businesses and do their own Vibe Check or whatever show that they want to. So the first one was, we were still trying to understand.
This is free?
This is free.
Wow.
How frequent is it? Monthly, annual, or?
It really depends. Yeah, it really depends when everyone's available. But when we started at the boba shop, we kind of were limited to the capacity of the building. But once I went into the Chabot Theatre,
right,
the capacity went from 76 people to filling up 325 seats.
Right.
The priority is to fill up 300 plus seats. So it really gave us more of the space to actually put out a show like that.
That's awesome.
It's a full year?
Yeah, fully.
Yeah. So it's like basically a free workshop for performers
Exactly.
to learn the ins and outs of performance business.
Right, and as an artist,
Production, promos, marketing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Ticket.
Ticket, or I guess not ticket sales because it's a free.
No. For ticket sales, we split 50-50
Okay.
with the artist. Actually, in fact, if they we give them tickets themselves to sell out, they get to keep whatever profits they want.
That's great.
Just so to give them that full learning experience of, oh, this is what it feels like to really sell to a family member, a friend, and they get the fruits of their labors too.
And typically, how much is it each vibe check?
$20.
That's not.
That's really not
pretty
bad.
reasonable.
But it's pretty long though. We have the most we've ever had for one vibe check event was eight singers, and can only do like 15 to 20 minute segments for each of them. So it's pretty.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a couple hours at least.
Couple hours, yeah.
Right?
Set up with the music and
Yeah.
instruments.
I've always loved Coachella, so I kind of really like modeled it after that.
It's still 15 minutes is still
15
time.
minutes
It's
is a
3
time.
or 4, maybe even 5 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good
really
idea.
It really is. Makes me want to rethink our Jodeci days.
Wow.
And you don't need a 300 theater, capacity. If you wanted to do like this space that you have right now is so nice that you could do like a little So Far Sounds type NPR tiny desk, as long as you bring in, it makes it more intimate actually in a small space.
Yeah, I was actually going to compare that to So Far Sounds, but So Far Sounds doesn't work with the artists the way you guys work with them.
Yeah.
So that's the most interesting thing that differentiates Vibe Check.
What's great about it though is it sounds like you're providing a venue, and then I guess you're also providing like sound check, lighting, like all of the
Right.
behind the scenes
And it's
production.
not just
Production.
Right?
It's not just singers. That's how I met Albert. Actually, we also wanted. I also as an entrepreneur. I know that there's a lot of aspiring business owners that just want to try their concepts out, and so we invite food vendors. We invite like different types of art vendors to really be a complement to the music. So we would have booths where you could buy stickers and necklaces and stuff like that. It just doesn't end at just singing and songs. It has to be elevated by the community, and that's through offering art and business, like small businesses, into the company.
So you can do alcohol boba and vibe check.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I'm just throwing it out.
Sorry.
Do you ever have a barber at one of these things?
We need to, man. Actually,
go.
my barber, he's an artist as well, and we have this whole entire room dedicated for art. Like it's a little tiny gallery, and he puts up his work, but he's just there upstairs, and it's like, it would be a great idea to just have him work there too.
Yeah.
That would be a great idea though. But he's like me. He doesn't want to do stuff.
So for anyone interested in signing up as an artist,
Yeah.
'cause I really think that's a great opportunity for anyone that's trying to put out, themselves as a performer, artist,
Yeah.
creative. How do they sign up?
Honestly, it's all through email communication or Zoom calls. Takes me about 4 to 5 weeks to organize a full event, and I've used Instagram, such a powerful tool to collaborate.
What's your
artists.
Instagram handle? So they can
It's
possibly.
DJ_Mercado.
There you go.
It is.
Yeah, so if you want to do a show or you have an idea of a show, hit me up. We'll try to organize something together.
What's been
If one of us end up in a Zoom meeting with you tomorrow trying to get on.
Let's do it.
And by the way, he was referencing their performance in high school where they both performed an old masterful performance of Jodeci, one of their favorite R&B groups. So
There are at least 3 people in the audience that fainted.
At least.
it was
Did you guys do Casey and JoJo?
No, it was Casey and
Casey and
JoJo.
It was Casey and JoJo. Yeah, no, it was a phenomenal performance. I was there. I was a witness. So I may take them on as a band manager.
Let's do a vibe check right now.
Did you put the oil on them? Is that what you did?
He helped us get the leather pants on.
I greased them. I was gonna say though, like, so what's been your takeaway going from, leaving a field like nursing to then starting your own business to now, it sounds like you're also kind of a community organizer. Like, do you look at it that way, or?
I guess so. I guess I'm quite. I don't mind. Like, I do what I want to do. You know what I mean? So, if anything cool happens outside of that, cool. I did something cool. But for the most part, it's like, what's the next big thing? Well, what's the next thing I want to do? So it's like kind of selfish in a way that I just want to do what I want to do. And for the most part, at least the things that I want to do is to help and build my community around me.
That's great.
For the record, that's a really cool thing that you're doing.
Thanks.
Vibe check is.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like.
I thought it was cool,
Yeah.
so I really do.
Yeah, no, that's great.
It kind of. Maybe this is a reach, but with your culture, your upbringing, there's kind of that barangay element to it, which I think is really fantastic.
We're
I've never used that word.
we're
before.
stronger. Like the Warriors said, man, strength in numbers, yo. Got it.
All right.
So, what do you have coming up next? When's the next vibe check? What's going on for DJ? What's going on for Chabot Theatre?
For the next part, I guess would be we want to do film festivals, like local film festivals. So we want to bring we want to invite a lot of people who are filmmakers, because I guess media and film cinematography is the biggest thing right now. If you're a local filmmaker and you want to create movies to show on the actual movie screen, hit us up, because we want to promote you guys. Your the creative process kind of died in the past decade or so, and we want to kind of just bring that back. As an art enthusiast, whatever you want to make, there's no censorship, there's no I'm not gonna say no to anything. I'll probably think about that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say.
But for the most part, I'm not gonna restrict you if you want to show, whatever you want, as long as it ignites a fire of passion in you, then show it, and from there you could learn what the general public wants to see, and hopefully it strengthens your ideas to make more successful films and creative stuff in the future.
Where did you get the idea for a film festival? Because I think that's a brilliant idea. Is that something that have you been to any that kind of sparked the idea? Wow, I can also take Vibe Check and do that here, or is it just your love for film? Or?
Yeah, working in the theater, you meet a lot of people who are really good at making stuff, but they don't have an outlet to do it. So now that I work at a theater, hey, if you want to do something creative, we have a screen. We have a dying theater that needs help with more people coming in. Like, let's use this place. Like, while we still have it, while I'm still here to manage it, take advantage of using those opportunities to put yourself out there. And it's not only that, but like, if we can one day have like another Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is from that area, Hayward.
Concord, wasn't he?
Hayward.
Is it Hayward?
And then Sacramento.
He went to Chabot College too,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
yeah, if we can have the next Tom Hanks, come up in the future, and it's all because of small projects like this, why not?
Yeah.
Be dope.
That's great.
I'm just curious, and we'll close off here on this segment. Does First Presbyterian still own it?
Yes.
Well, right on, First Presbyterian.
Yeah,
Keep it open.
definitely.
Shout out to them, because
Yeah.
Good
Shout
on
out.
First Pres.
when you hear church these days, it's not really like popular anymore, but First Press, they really take care of the homeless community. They're building tiny houses, and they were the pioneers of tiny houses for the homeless in Castro Valley.
Oh wow.
And they're really doing a lot for the community, and they're not really vocal about what they do, but I see them as an employee there. I see them, and it's like the stuff that you guys are doing are great. It kind of takes you a step further from what you normally negatively hear from the media.
That's great. Yeah.
That's good.